And today we are going to create this block right here on page 33 of our Civil War sampler book. So Courthouse Square. And the colorway we have going on is going to be this bottom one. So it does have the yellows and the blues and the pinks. I'm going to go ahead, and I got another camera set up here so that you can see what I have going on. And so I'll make myself small and make my work area large so that you can see what's going on. But anywho, are we ready to rock and roll? The first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to spread out and show what this block is going to look like. And then you'll see me sewing it in real time. Okay. So let's go ahead and flip it. So I've made this block a couple times before. Let's see. I think that'll work. I don't want to bend it too much. The courthouse block is definitely a block that a lot of people will make throughout their quilting career. It's like one of the staples that we make, and it's on point. So you'll see that as I'm setting it up, my squares are like diamonds. So I'm just going to keep setting it up across this. So we have 3 blues, 2 yellow, 3 blue, and 2 yellow, and then another 3 blue. Okay, so we're setting it up like this. Okay, and as you can see it, the next thing that we're going to do is that we need to fill in all of these triangle pieces. And to do that, we're going to take this pink fabric that was given to us in this kit, and we are going to lay it right here. Now, if you are new to block piecing, you are not going to be piecing across from left to right. We're actually going to piece it in another way. Okay, as you can see, we actually did make rows. It's just that everything's on point right now. So it might be hard to see at first. But what we're going to do is we're going to flip it this way. And this is 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows, and 5 rows across the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip over our triangle. We're going to sew our 1/4 inch seam, triangle, sew our 1/4 inch seam. Then I'll cut this off, add this, and we're just going to work our way down the block, creating these rows like this. After we get done creating the rows, we're going to press all of our fabric in a way that we're going to have nesting seams, and then we will add our corner pieces at the end. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. Ready? We're going to flip you back up very slowly. Okay. Oh, there we go. So we don't have to see too much. You guys are doing amazing. Turn back on this iron because we're going to need it. All right. So, like I said, this is a block that I've made quite a few times. Get my little gas pedal down here. It's one of my favorite blocks to make. If you were watching my channel I started wrong. It's okay though. If you're watching the channel this summer, you would have saw that this was one of the blocks that we made together. So, all right, we're going to take that off. I'm going to open it up, and I'm just going to make sure that this seam stays flat all the way across the bottom. So we're going to add the yellow one. We're going to line it up. Sew our 1/4 inch seam. All right, this is my corner. We're going to add that last pink piece to the top. So I really enjoyed making that sampler quilt back in the summer. So if you ever have a chance that you can go back and watch those videos or just watch a couple of them just so you can make your own little sampler quilt, it's amazing. So this quilt actually has a lot of the same vibes and construction as the quilt we made during the summer. Except it just has 50 blocks instead of 16. So, yeah. So today, or I don't know how I'm pressing it, so we're going to leave that. So today, my husband came home from working in Western North Carolina. Western North Carolina is still having, there's just so much work that needs to be done out there. He said that when he was out there, it was like the devastation just happened. He was yesterday, they had to deliver like toilets and washer and dryers and different machines to people in need. And then today he actually had to dig out the crawl space under someone's house, and the mud was piled up so high. So they had to dig it all out so that the plumbers and the electricians, they could get underneath the house and do what they needed to do to be successful. The people, now their house is not able to be lived in at the moment, so they're living in an RV in the backyard. I just couldn't imagine living in an RV in my backyard with no heat. I mean, it's getting down. I mean, it snowed last week. So just imagine you and your son, you and your daughter, wife, living in an RV. Yeah, it's quite an experience. No heat. So today, some electricians were out there that way, and they were from Pennsylvania and New York State. And they actually helped out by adding electricity feed out to the RV behind their house. And I thought that was absolutely amazing that happened, because these people, they didn't think that this hurricane was going to come through and hurt them like it did. But it's just sad that they're not getting the help that they need 100% either. And there's only so much, I guess, that can be done, but still, it's never enough. Never, never, never enough. So it's going to take years for North Carolina to recover, especially in the mountains. And we go to the mountains every year to vacation. And so while he was up there, I wanted him to scope out, like, would we enjoy it? Is there going to be things to do? Are we just going to, like, what's going to happen this year? So we'll see. I haven't talked to him about it yet. All right. So let me focus and bring you back down, because they're doing an excellent job. Look at you. Super proud. All right. So we have now strips. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, boom, and 5. Okay, so we're going to strategically press these fabrics in a certain way. I'm going to press all my seams to the left. The next row, all my seams are going to go to the right. All my seams are going to go to the left, to the right, and to the left. And doing that when these fabrics come and meet at the corners, it's going to make nice crisp 90-degree corners, and they're going to nest, and it's going to be beautiful, and yeah, it's going to be great. So let me get my iron out. Oh, and I always iron from the back. I kind of stretch it out a little bit. I hold it down. So there's one. I'm kind of flip it. And I'm just going to set my iron. Just going to move very slowly across. Try not to stretch it too much. There's two. All right, we're going to leave this one as is. We don't have to stretch it or flip it. Sometimes I like to pick up my iron as I'm going so that I'm not stretching the fabric. Okay. Now this one I'm going to turn over so that my seams are going the opposite way. It's looking fabulous. And then the last one, we're just going to flip it over. And this block doesn't take very long to make either, as you can see. I mean, we're only 12 minutes in, and here we are. The only thing you didn't see was the cutting process, and all the information's inside the book for cutting. All right, so I'm going to take these two corners right here and match it up with my yellow piece. So I'm going to flip it over. And you see those seams, they lock together, they're nesting. So when I'm sewing everything together, it's just going to go ahead. They're going to lock in. It's not going to go anywhere. Those corners are going to look beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and sew this right down. And I use a 1/4-inch foot for everything. Oops, there we go. A guided 1/4-inch foot, because I want to make sure that I am representing that 1/4-inch seam to the best of my abilities. Okay, we're going to take the next two strips, roll it on top of each other. All right. They will nest so beautifully all the way down. Just going to take your time. Now, if you were a pinner, you would go ahead and just pin all the intersections together. But thou is nottest a pinneth. Okay, and as you can see, when I go to open that up, look how beautiful that corner came together, and they're all look like that. Right? Nice crisp corners. That's how we like it around here. I'm so blessed by Jess. But you know, it comes with practice. It does. So, all right, I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to sew these intersections together. Almost done. It looks such a beautiful little block. When I'm sewing, I try to match my thread intentionally because I don't want my thread peeking out or making its own little statement when I want my quilt to look beautiful. So I use Dove thread by Aurifil. And let's see if I have, here it is. So here it is. Boop, there you go. So it's Aurifil 2600 and it's Dove gray and it's a neutral. So it goes with a lot of things. Now, if I was piecing anything darker than this, I have navy blue and I also have black. I'm not afraid to use any of those colors either. Okay, one more seam to put together. All right. You guys are doing great. If you have any questions about what I'm doing or have anything, just leave it in the comment section below and I will get back to you. Definitely, as soon as I can. So I'm hoping that you like my new format. I still do like editing film. So this won't be the only one I do it like this, but all right. So let's bring you up. All right, so this is what we're looking like at the moment. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to press all my seams to the outside. So this seam right here is going to lay flat on both sides and everything just gets pushed out. Okay. So I kind of hold it and I try not to rub it back and forth. Because I don't want to stretch or warp the fabric in any way. Okay. All right, so now our block is laying flat and it doesn't look 100% like a block yet, does it? I'm still missing my corner pieces. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these 4 corner units here and we'll be all set. Now, there's a couple ways of doing it. How I'm going to do it is I'm going to take these pink fabrics, lay them on top of each other, and make a crease with my finger, marking the center of that blue block. Then I'm going to take the pink block, wrong sides together. I'm just going to pinch because if I run my finger, it can distort the triangle. Okay. And then that's going to cause my little indentation to go backwards, opposite. So it's going to lay in the other one so nicely like that. All right. And less pinning. So let's run that through. Okay. All right. Let's fold these. Let's fold all of them. One last thing I got to do, and I can just run them right through. All right, we've done that one. All right. So remember, when I was doing the block itself, I was folding it right sides together. When I'm doing the triangles, I'm putting wrong sides together so that these creases lay in the valleys of each other. And they nest together very well. that's kind of a little crooked, but we're almost done. Oops. Wrong sides together. Press. Almost done. One more to go. Wrong sides together, Wilkie. Yes, I talk to myself sometimes. All right, lay them together. And this is our last seam. Yay! So in 21 minutes from starting the video, we have pieced our block together. Here she is. All right. Let's go ahead and just press the corners out. Yeah. Okay. Now this block needs to be squared up to a certain dimension. Okay. Kind of see that. And so I have a 10.5-inch ruler that I love to use. This is my Creative Grids. It has little grips on the back, and the outside of this whole thing is a grip. So this does not slide. I absolutely love it. So if I use my black lines, my black dots, they're 1/2 inch, and that's what I'm going to do today. If I want hole markings, I'm going to use my white side. All right. So black side. So I know that this, let's say that this block is a 6-inch block. Okay. I know that 1/2 of 6 is 3. So I'm going to put the 3 hitting the intersection of all of these middle diamonds so that I can ensure that this side will equal this side. So actually I'm going to go to the white side instead. And I'm going to make sure that I hit all of that dimension. So, all right, that's looking good. All right. Sometimes I got to just stretch it out a little bit because that fold all right. Not bad at all. I'm just going to go all the way around, checking out all my dimensions. Really watch out because with all of these seams, so I'm still bunched in a little bit, which is fine. All right, one more. All right. A little bit is trash. Switch my angles. There I am. And here is our block. So this is the courthouse square block. Okay. It took me almost 25 minutes to create it from the beginning to the end. So it's a beautiful little block. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, thank you for following along. Let's see if there's any history that we can pull from this. Let's see. Wilmer McLean liked to say the Civil War began and ended at his house. He did have a point. With his wife, Virginia McLean, he lived near the Manassas battlefield, and in the summer of 1861, cannonball from the first big battle crashed into the chimney and fell into the simmering pot of stew. And that, let's see, his parlor was filled with generals from the North and the South. So General Lee, General Grant sat in the tables and they held papers, and Virginia McLean trials were a minor and larger context of the Civil War. The courthouse square recalls the surrender agreements at the parlor approximate courthouse. The dates that this took place was 1840. Interesting. So that's really about a synopsis of what happened. So Wilbur McLean said, the war started with a cannonball flying into my soup and ended with both generals being at his house at a table talking about the end of the war. Interesting. I don't know if I want to be with them, but anywho. Thank you so much for coming along. Thank you so much for watching our video, and I will see you soon. Keep quilting, keep sewing, just do a little bit of something every day. All right, I'll talk to you later.